Women lack selflessness. Shalom. First and foremost, giving all praises, honor, glory, respect, and blessings to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Rachakwadash. Salutations to the Lord's elect on the four corners of the earth, pushing His truth and sincerity while patiently waiting for Yahweh Shai's return. And double honors to our apostles and elders of Great Millstone, which have taught us everything we know through the spirit and power of Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai. Now, before I continue on in the lesson, what I would like to do is play a video that was done by the brother Apostle Rakha, as you see right here on the screen.
Jonathan was really of the house of David, man. Because Jonathan had a love for David. Jonathan was with David, but he felt a loyalty to his father. So Jonathan ended up returning to his father, but Jonathan's heart was still with David. And you know what? See, man, nowadays we can't come raw. I'm gonna say the F-bomb, but not the F-bomb y'all thinking about. But if I say that, they'll probably cut the video. Jonathan and David were not homosexuals, okay? They weren't homosexuals like some of these sick, depraved niggas are trying to talk about. Because two men have a love for each other, then that makes them homosexuals. No, it don't. It's called brotherhood, man. And it's true. There was some dude online earlier talking about men have a hard time emotionally bonding with women, but they're emotionally bound with other men. Well, you see that with men that go to war with each other. Shit, my father was in Vietnam, right? And other men that I know was in Vietnam. And I know a lot of men, grew up around veterans and combat war dudes who were vets. They had a stronger bond. They could express themselves more with their brothers that was with them out in the bush than they could with some stupid woman. Because you women don't understand nothing, man. You women are selfish, and all you care about is your little emotions and feelings.
And that's where I got the inspiration from for this video. Because, let's face it, if you have a woman, you can't really talk to her about anything, And if you do talk to her, she'll pretend like she's listening. But really, she just wants you to hurry up and end the conversation. Because, ultimately, women don't really care about the affairs that women don't care about the affairs that their men go through. And that's true, You'll be sitting there talking to a woman about the problems you went through at work today, and, she'll pretend like she's listening, but her responses will be like, mm-hmm, uh-huh, yep, oh, word, yep, uh-huh, mm-hmm, and it's like, as you're talking to her, you start to feel like, like she don't care. And that's a lot of these women. That's why Isaiah 32:9 calls them careless women. Because the women of our nation are careless, And if it's one thing that our women lack, that is selflessness. So this is selflessness from google.com, as you see right here.
Selflessness.
And selflessness, it means concern. When you have selflessness, it means you care more with the needs and wishes of others. Notice how the word concern is in there. The word concern, another word for concern, means to care. It means you're thinking about the person's situation, and you're thinking about how you can help that person and whatever situation that person may be in. Okay, so it says selflessness, right? It says concerned. When you have selflessness, it means that you are concerned with the needs and wishes of others than with one's own, or with your own self. Okay, and then here we have what? We have a noble act of selflessness, meaning you went out of your way to do something for somebody, versus, what you need. Like for an example, there might be somebody on the streets, and I'm not saying that the Lord could reward you for doing this, but it might be, a Jake. He might be homeless on the streets. He might be homeless. He might be he might sincerely be in desperate need of money because he's starving. And all you have is you have like $30, right? You have like a $20 bill and a $10 bill in your wallet. Now with the $10 bill, you might have had plans to, buy those shoes you always wanted. You might have had plans to buy those pants you always wanted. You might have had plans to buy earrings, necklaces. You might have had plans to buy some clippers so you could trim your hair down. You might have had plans to buy a particular meal. But instead of using that $10 for your own needs or your own wants, you gave it to the guy who was homeless. That's an example of selflessness. You're not thinking about your damn self. You're not thinking about yourself or you, me. And let me tell you something about women. Women are very egocentric. They think the world revolves around them. Let's look up the word egocentric. Because that's the problem with these women. They think that the world revolves around them, and it don't. Okay, and here you go. Egocentric is the complete opposite of selflessness. So egocentric from google.com.
Egocentric.
Here we have what? Thinking only of oneself, and that's what women are. That's what women do. Okay? Women think only of them damn selves. They don't care about anybody else. They care about their needs. What about me? What about me? What about me? Sometimes they'll even use the children as an excuse. What about the children? But deep down inside, they don't give a damn about the children. They only care about their damn selves. Okay? Because deep down inside, the only reason why a lot of these women only care about the children is because they're getting welfare from their fathers. But if these women were not getting welfare from their fathers, guess what? The children would have nearly the same value as their father. So there's a lot of women out there who really just all they think about is their self. Okay, self-worship, which self-worship goes back to what? Satanism. Okay, it goes back to being a Satanist. You can do it, blase, Being egocentric goes back to Satanism. And that's these women, These women are heavy into Satan worship. And that's why in the book of Sirach, the 25th chapter, it tells you what? All wickedness is but little to the wickedness of a woman. A woman don't care if she commits adultery on her man. All she cares about is what you're buying her, what you're providing her with, what you can do to make her life easier. She could care less if she sleep around on you when she knows she ain't supposed to. So women are egocentric. They don't care about your problems. They don't care about what you're going through. They don't care if you're sweating and busting your ass to make ends meet. As long as you're coming home with a good enough amount of money to satisfy them, that's all what matters. So like Apostle Prakash said in this video, you can't talk to a woman about any fucking thing because they're egocentric. So egocentric, thinking only of oneself, and this is the complete opposite of selflessness. Okay, thinking only of oneself without regard. Now listen carefully. Thinking only of oneself without regard for the feelings or desires of others. Okay, so a woman, she don't care about the feelings or desires of others. You know, you might have had a hard day at work. You come home to your woman, first thing you want is some box. But here she comes, you know, with this weird ass attitude problem, you know, and I don't feel like it. Hey, well, you know what, man? The time is coming where the Lord is about to put you women in your place. That all this ego and egocentricness, all that shit is going to go out the door when Jacob's trouble comes. Then you gon' then after the demons leave you, women, then you gonna realize that you need a man. Then you're gonna realize the importance of a man. And for a lot of you women, it's gonna be too late. Cause a lot of you women are of the 2/3. The 2/3 makes up mostly women. Okay? Because there's more women on this planet than there is men. And the Lord set it up that way because a man can have more than one woman. So in order to reduce the possibility of adultery being committed, the Lord made sure that the world was filled with plenty of women. So that's why there's more women on the planet than there is men, because men are allowed to have more than one woman. That's why you read books like Isaiah chapter 4 verse 1, where it tells you 7 women, which the number 7 is just a representation of completion. It says 7 women shall take hold of one man. So that means, 7 being the number of completion, that means that, some brothers who might be of the elect of the nation of Israel, they might have 15 women. Some brothers might have 4 women. Some brothers might have 2 women. Some brothers might have 20 women. Who knows? But the scriptures say that 7 women shall take hold of one man. Okay? Saying what? Saying they will eat their bread and wear their apparel. Only let them be called by the name of the member of the elect to take away their reproach. Okay? Now in the book of 1 Timothy, the 2nd chapter, it tells you that a woman shall be saved in childbearing. How is she going to end up with a child? That's going to happen through the act of sex. Okay? Because how else is a woman going to be called by her man's name? Through the act of sex. So you can also line up Isaiah 4:1 with 1 Timothy, the 2nd chapter. Okay? But like I said before, as for a lot of you women that are up to 2/3, you're not going to receive any mercy. Okay, you're going to get kicked to the curb and be left to die out on the streets from these coming terrifying prophecies that are going to come to pass. Okay, then here we go. Another word, another phrase for egocentric is what? Self-centered. A lot of you women are self-centered. And you know what the mindset is of a self-centered person? The whole world revolves around them. You gotta buy a car if you even want to get the attention of the woman you seeking for. You gotta buy a car. You gotta have this. You gotta have this. That blase blase. Dilly dilly shally shally. The list goes on. And then it's like as soon as you have all these things, then she want to pretend to be your friend. She want to laugh with you, kick it with you, But at the end of the day, you're just another guy that she is using to benefit herself. Okay? Like it tells you right here, self-interested. When you look up the word interest, it means benefit. So if she see you as non-beneficial, then you have no interest in her. Self-seeking, look at that, self-regarding, and these are other definitions for egocentric. Self-aborted, self-obsessed, self-loving, and brothers, let me tell you something. A lot of these women, they love their damn selves. They love themselves more than they love their own children. But then they wonder why their children grow up and they end up getting shot by the police. They end up being victims of gangbangs, or they end up in jail. You know, they want to sit there in court crying, no, please, God, please, no, not my baby, my baby. But wait a minute, though. How was you treating your baby when your baby was a baby? You was hardly feeding your baby when your child was in school. You know, you didn't care whether if he came home with good grades or bad grades. You know, you wanted to go out and party and be a slut, a hoe, when you should have been at home taking care of your children. So now when it's time for your baby, your 17, 16-year-old son to get a life sentence in prison from committing murder or grand theft auto or having massive drug charges on them, now you want to sit in court crying, please God, my baby. But wait a minute, you didn't raise your baby the correct way because you was too busy loving your damn self. Okay, and a lot of you women, you're just a bunch of fucking hypocrites. A narcissist, okay? Vain. The word vain means empty, evil. Look it up, okay? The word vain goes back to vanity, which means emptiness. A lot of you women, you're empty. You're empty on the inside because you lack selflessness. You don't care about others. You only care about your damn self. That's why you dress in particular ways. You know, you got your hair out. You don't care. You don't care about your well-being. You know, as long as you're getting a high body count, as long as you're getting that money, you know, but deep down inside, you're empty. You women are a bunch of walking empty shells spiritually. Because you don't care about the man in front of you. But then you got the nerve to sit on your funky ass and talk about how I'm still looking for that right man, that right guy, you know, that guy that's gonna, you know, that guy that's gonna set me on his high horse and, you know, take me away to this fairyland. Look, every time a good guy come your way, look at how you treat him. You treat him like he's some nigga on the streets when he's really, when he really has something good going for himself. He's got a decent job. He's got a good car. He's got a house of his own that he's living in. You know, he's doing good in his life. So then when the Lord sends him your way, your little funky ass, you know, here comes your egocentric self kicking in, you know, he's got to do this for you, he's got to do that for you, blase, and you know, y'all might end up having a children or two, you know, and then things just get worse, because now that you got a child, your black funky ass can't go to the club and be a whore anymore. You can't shake your butt on multiple men, because now you got a man. So now, like it tells you in the book of Sirach, let's get that real quick. Sirach. Let's get that in Sirach real quick. Okay. Is that Sirach the 25th chapter? It is. No, it's Sirach 26. Sirach chapter 26, and I'll just start at 1. Okay. The scriptures speak about that. Let's see. Let me see. Let's type in central F and type in anger. Well, let's see. Let's type in reproach. Okay, so it's got to be the 25th chapter then. Let's go to Sirach, the 25th chapter. Okay, then hit central F. Okay, here we go. Sirach chapter 25, verse 22. It says, a woman, if she maintain her husband, right, is full of anger, impudence and much reproach. And that's why that's why these marriages never last long. You know, you ask the average woman nowadays, how long have you been married to your man? She'll tell you 2 years, 3 years. And the scriptures tell you that once a woman, you know, the very first man that you have sex with, because sex, that's true sex. True sex is done through marriage. So the very first man that a woman have sex with, she's supposed to be with that man for the rest of her life. Unless that man dies. But here it is, you know, you'll find that one good guy, that one good man that's doing good with his life. You know, he's got a car, he's got a decent job, he's got a house, you know, he's doing real good for his life, you know. And then the Lord sent him your way, and you know, your black funk, you know, you black funky ass women, being the nigga woman that you are, your egocentricness starts to kick in, and then you gotta do this for me, you gotta do that, you gotta take me out, you gotta take me here, you gotta take me there, you gotta buy me clothes, you gotta buy me this, you gotta buy me, and then, you know, it's like it's just one big fucking tornado of confusion. You know, you want 90% of this guy's check to go towards you, but what about him? What about what he wants? Every time he wants to buy something for himself, you got an attitude problem about it. And you want to know why your relationships with your man, you women want to know why the relationship with your men don't work out at all? Why they never work out? Do you want to know the answer? Well, the answer is simple. It's because you women lack selflessness. With that, I'm going to say, Shalom is on to the next one.